Mary, turn the vacuum up. Here for a minute. I come cover here, will you? I want to show you something.
Yes, sir.
Right here, out this window. Now look across the street, directly across, the opposite apartment. See that window? About three windows in from the left with the kind of blue draperies?
Uh-huh.
There's someone sitting there in a chair. He hasn't moved all night. I think he must be dead.
Dead, Lord mercy, Mr. Amis.
Take a look at him and tell me what you think.
Okay, but I don't favor looking at the corpse, Mr. Amis. It's unlucky now. Which window did you say? Third one over? I wish I had Mingas with me.
There, right there, where my fingers pointing.
I'm afraid I don't see it yet, Mr. Amis.
Oh, look, the window with the blue draperies. He's wearing a sort of a gray suit. See the arm hanging over the side of the chair?
No, sir, but you got good eyes, Mr. Amis. If you see it, I'm not agreement with Yan. Now, what are you gonna do about it?
I don't know. I only began to notice it last night. I guess I first have to be sure the man is really dead.
That's right, Mr. Amis. You don't want to get yourself into any trouble. Maybe he only sleeping, or maybe he's in a cropping. Maybe that poor soul in just an invalid. Maybe.
Yes,
Oh, hello. I'm Martin Amis. Are you the superintendent of this apartment house?
that's what it says on the door.
I've come to inquire about one of your tenants.
Yeah? What is it? What do you want to know?
I live across the street. Well, I'll be frank with you, sir. I've been looking out my window across to this building now for 2.5 days. And there seems to be someone dead in one of the windows.
Eh? Which window?
It's the 10th floor. I've been counting from the street and it's 10 stories up. There's a window with blue draperies, about 3 windows in from the left, facing toward me that is, and there's a man sitting there slumped down in a chair.
Huh? Just a minute. I'll get out my chair. 10th floor up from the street, eh? Well, it's really the 9th floor. The lobby counts 1. We got 2 apartments along the front of the house. It's in the front, yeah.
That's right.
Huh? Now, 3 windows in from the left. That will be 9B. A 4-room. Nah, that couldn't be right. 9B is 2 ladies. You say this is a man?
Yes, the face isn't clearly visible. There's slumped forward. He's wearing a gray suit. He's sitting in a high-winged back chair.
Oh, I don't place him.
Well, maybe he doesn't belong in the house. Maybe he was visiting someone. Like I said, this is all conjecture, of course. He may not be dead, but I've watched him a good deal. I'm home a lot in the daytime. My profession, the stage, doesn't take up too much of my time. It looks quite suspicious.
Okay, I'll check on it.
Mind if I stick around?
Oh, no, sit down. I'll give 9B a ring first on the house phone.
Hello?
Oh, Miss Landis?
Yes, this is Miss Landis. Who is this?
This is Mr. Hanson, the super. Is everything alright up there, Miss Landis?
Everything alright? Why? Yes, of course.
Okay, Miss Landis, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Well, that's that. No soap in 9B. 9 is in the country anyway. If I got the window straight like you said it ought to 9B.
The single ladies?
Yeah, only it could be them. They're really old maids. They've been living in the house for years. Real old-fashioned type, you know. Say if they knew you thought there was a man in their apartment, the 2 of them will just jump out of their skins. Whoa ho!
I don't know what to say. Usually it must be the apartment.
Oh yeah. That's the place. Alright, but you probably just made a little mistake. You know your eyes can play tricks on you. After all, it is a pretty wide street.
I don't think I made any mistake.
Hanson speaking.
Hello, Mr. Hanson. This is Mr. Amis.
Again? It's not there.
But Mr. Hanson,
I checked up on the 2 apartments this morning. 9A. 9A is back from the country. Everybody's okay. And 9B is out walking the dog. No dead bodies in the whole place.
I can see it. It's still there.
Okay, just where? Will you tell me where?
In the same window, the one you said was 9B. Have you gone inside 9B?
No. But I asked them if nobody was sick or dead. And they said no.
You asked them? Why did you just search their apartment?
What do you mean? Break in when they're out.
No. Search it while they're there. Ring the bell, walk in, and do it.
Yeah? No. Without a search warrant from the police. These apartments don't belong to me. I just of the building for the company.
Then let's call the police.
Oh no, not me, mister. I didn't see no dead body up there.
Then I will. After all, somebody's got to do something.
I still maintain, officer. These two sisters are as refined ladies as you can find anywhere. High class, nice church going ladies. They used to teach school up here at PS 33.
That don't mean a thing.
As it happens, there's a play on Broadway right now in which two nice old ladies commit murder after murder.
They got a dog in there. Now will you tell me one dog that will stay for almost a week in a flat with a dead person?
I'm not telling you anything. All I know is this gentleman, Mr. Amis, he reported a thief over here. And if he says there is one, there is until it's proved different. Right, Mr. Amis?
Well, I keep seeing the thing day in and day out. I'm not working at the moment and being home so much.
None of the other neighbors have complained. Dead bodies ain't exactly. Right this way, please. I hope they're home.
If they ain't home, you've got a pass key, haven't you?
Oh yeah, but we're not supposed to use it unless for an emergency.
This is an emergency. The dog bite?
Sometimes.
Get down, Buster. Get down now. Yes, who is it?
We're awfully sorry, Miss Landis, but there's been some kind of mix-up. These two gentlemen wanna look over your apartment.
But why? It's not for rent.
Oh, I know. It's just that they want to search around the check.
Come on. Cut out the palaver. Hey, look, lady. A dead body's been reported sitting in one of your windows.
What?
Yeah. This guy lives across the street, and he's been seeing it for over a week.
Oh?
Now, come on, open up.
A dead body? But that's impossible. My sister and I live here alone.
Yeah. We know all about it.
Excuse me a minute. I'll call my sister, Vivian.
Oh, come on.
It's the police.
Hey, lady, come on. I'm not standing out here all day. Come on, give me the pass key.
It won't do no good. They got the chain on the door from the inside.
Open up in the name of the law.
How do you do? I am Vivian Landis. May I ask you what this all about?
Certainly, lady. I got a search warrant made out by this gentleman who said to search your place. He said you got a dead body in there.
A dead body? Why, that's perfectly ridiculous.
It is, but it's been reported. Now, kindly take that door off the chain and let us through.
Of course. First, may I ask, how did this peeping Tom see into our apartment? I thought Mr. Hanson, we were quiet private.
Well, you see,
He lives across the street on the same level.
I just happen to be.
Oh well, then we should have to keep our shades down in the future. Although, one would think a grown man would have something better to do. Do come right in, gentlemen. Make yourself right at home.
Thanks.
Is he coming in here too, Mr. Busybody?
No, he doesn't have to if you don't want him.
Well, I most definitely don't.
Okay, Mr. Amis, you better stay outside.
Officer, I was...
Oh, he does not want to poke around in our private rooms. Is that it? Then he better have some ulterior motivate in worming his way in. Maybe he's come to get the lay of the land so he can break it someday to rob us.
Okay, he's not coming in. Now let's take a look at your window. Yeah, I know, I'm sorry, okay? Hey, Amis, what's the big idea?
You. Did you find it?
No.
That's very strange.
Yeah? The only thing stranger about it is your eyesight. You ought to get your glasses changed.
There wasn't anything in 9B?
No.
I don't understand it. How could I have been it so distinctly and it's not there? Perhaps it isn't in the window now. Perhaps they had hid it while we were waiting outside the door.
Hid it? Now, where do you hide a dead body in a 4-room flat? I look in all the clothes closets and under the sofas and the chairs.
Maybe they got it out of the back into the service elevator.
Single-handed, with all the garbage cans and laundry going up and down.
Perhaps they had accomplices. Oh, you probably think, oh, it's so terrible to keep seeing it and seeing it and feeling it, slowly decaying there in secret. Why the thing will be there for weeks? It's so high above the streets. Perhaps it will never be found. Perhaps it's already being destroyed.
Well then, if it's gone, what do you got to worry about? You don't have to sit and look at it no more.
But I hope it is. I tell you, it's really getting me down. I haven't slept for nights keeping vigil. I'm in a nervous state. I haven't been this nervous in years.
I can see that. Look, why don't you try forgetting about it for a while? Try not to look over into that window or go away for a change. You've done what you could, Mr. Amis. If there really is a step over there, then it's my business, ain't it? And if there isn't,
You mean you think I may be?
I'm not saying nothing, Mr. Amis, but if I was you, I'll try catching up on my night's sleep.
Hello?
Miss Landis? I'm sorry to disturb you this time of night, but I'm desperate. I haven't anywhere else to turn.
What? Who is this?
This is Mr. Amis, Martin Amis, your neighbor, the one across the street. I was in your apartment yesterday morning with the police, or rather I was almost inside your apartment. Your sister wouldn't let me in. Now please don't think of me a pest. Miss Landis, I don't mean to annoy you. It was only because I was so desperate that I initiated that search.
It's quite alright. Goodbye.
No, please don't hang up, because it's worse now than it ever was. Miss Landis, I've been sitting here opposite of your apartment, staring onto your window, and I'm only asking you to help me, Miss Landis. Help me, just a little.
Help you?
It's a little there, Mr. Landis.
What is still there?
The dead body. In your window.
Oh my, there isn't. How dare you when the police are?
I know. It doesn't have anything to do with you. But I want you to do me just one favor, Miss Landis. Would you go into your living room and just check once more?
Oh, I won't. I'll do nothing of the kind. You're out of your mind.
Perhaps I am, Miss Landis. That's what I'm trying to find out. Then perhaps your sister, Vivian, would help me.
She's not at home.
Oh Lord.
And anyway, I don't see how you can see in. I pulled the shades down in there yesterday morning.
I know. They're all down still.
Then how can you see?
I can't, at least. Not the actual body. It's just a silhouette. I'm not bullying you or your sister, Miss Landis. It's just if there's someone dead in there, it's not you who are doing it, but think of me.
What?
If you could just be here and look over there. See the shadow of those white fingers, that shoulder, that head.
Oh, please stop it. Stop it. It's not here. It isn't.
Just tell me just one thing, Miss Landis. There's a chair by that window. Is it there?
Yes? There's a chair.
Oh, a high back wing chair?
Uh-huh.
And have you anything on it? Anything piled up? I mean like curtains, cushions, or dressmaker's dummy, or
Of course not.
do you have a plant in the window in front of it? Some kind of an old table, anything that would as a window?
Of course not.
Or do you have a plant in the window in front of it? Some kind of an old table? Anything that would cast a shadow, like a man's head slumped forward or an arm hangs limp?
No, there's nothing. Nothing but a chair.
Then would you do me just one more favor, Miss Landis? Please. Please. An experiment. Would you just go into the living room and move the chair from the window, please?
If I do it, would you stop pestering us?
Yes.
Would you leave us alone forever?
Yes. Yes, if it works.
If it works, what do you mean? Do you mean?
I can't tell you, Miss Landis, until you move the chair.
Oh, all right, all right. Hello?
Yes?
I moved it away from the window. It's at the other end of the room, and it's empty.
Oh, I see. Well, thanks very much, Miss Landis. I know what I have to know to do now.
You mean?
Yes, Miss Landis, it's still there. Miss Landis.
Where is it? I want to see it at once.
Oh yes, miss. Come in. I hope you'll excuse my appearance. I just passed out another sleepless night.
So has my sister, and so have I. I. What do you mean by this business, Mr. Amis? You have frightened my sister half to death.
I
Seeing things that aren't there when you know they are not.
I know they're not. Oh, I wish they weren't. I wish to heaven I never look out that window. I wish those walls were solid stone. And your walls. Oh.
You are sick, man, Mr. Amis.
Oh, am I? I wish I were. But I'm perfectly sane and well. I went to the psychiatrist yesterday. And guess what he told me? That there's nothing wrong with me. Nothing.
I can't believe that.
I suppose it's a form of madness to persist and persist in this hideous image. But not me, Miss Landis. No, I finally come to an entirely different conclusion.
And what is that?
The supernatural.
The supernatural? A ghost? What nonsense, Mr. Amis.
You've been a school teacher. You believe in logic, common sense, the thing that give up the presence of solidity in this frail life of yours. But I have eyes. I've always had a feeling for the hidden beyond, the intangible, the shadowy. We are children, Miss Landis. Children playing along the edge of the ocean. We laugh and toy with the waves and mock fright. But sometimes one of us slips down into the darkness. Sometimes the depths rise and we glimpse the yearning things of the eternal.
You put things rather oldie, Mr. Amis, just exactly to do mean.
Simply this. I checked on that building with the real estate agents last noon. After I left my psychiatrist, there was a murder.
In? In our apartment?
Oh, the post doesn't say. You know how they're trying to hush those things up. It was a man. A young man. A lover of one of the tenants. A Miss Switzer.
Switzer? Why, that's the name of the people who lived there before us.
Oh,
They were an elderly couple, Mr. and Mr. Switzer. I never saw any Miss Switzer.
she died. She was the daughter. She killed herself afterwards by jumping out of one of the windows.
How perfectly awful.
A rather ghastly coincidence, isn't it?
Was it out our window?
No, she must have been a very neurotic person though. This Miss Switzer, half crazed almost with love and jealousy. I checked over tales of an old newspaper. She cut his throat, nearly decapitated him. I said that when they lifted his body out of the chair, later he said almost rolled.
Excuse me, Mr. Amis, I'd rather not hear. I still can't believe that there is something. If there could possibly be something, why haven't seen it too? Why should you?
Haven't you see it, Mrs. Landis?
No!
Are you sure? Never? Perhaps in the middle of the night, getting up and passing that room, seeing that chair outlined against the window. Just in passing perhaps, you've never had a glimpse?
No, I really be going.
No, no, no. Please stay and look at it. I want you to see it out of my window.
No, my sister Elaine, she's very nervous. I can't leave her so alone.
Then how will I know? How, Miss Landis? I thought you can see here especially. It will only take a minute. Really, it will only take a minute. It's right in here, in the bedroom. I just gotta let up the Venetian blinds. Oh, Miss Landis, don't go. Miss Landis. Hello? Hello, Sergeant? This is Amis, Martin Amis. I just called to let you know, I think you're right about that good night's sleep. Yes, I'm going away tomorrow for a long rest, shutting up my apartment. I'm all tied up in knots. I don't know what to think. Oh, they did. Yes, I saw the moving van in front of the house. But I didn't know it was those two sisters couldn't take it, huh? Well, I can't take it much longer myself.
Whoa, Martin, bravo. Bravo, Mishu, old boy.
Not so loud.
Mystery.
The superintendent, doesn't like him.
You'd think he wouldn't like you grabbing this beautiful apartment right here from under his nose. He probably had it. Promised to a friend.
But you've got it out now, Ronald. Just as I said.
So I have, old boy. So I have. And it's beautiful. You know I'm crazy about it. Marty, you've done yourself. You've been more than generous.
Think nothing of it, Ronald. I was glad to do it for such a distinguished colleague.
Well, it certainly was nice of you. And I wish I could do something in return. I really do. Perhaps that play I'm doing next week. You know, there's a part in it. A rather small part, but very necessary.
Well, tastes just the same. But now I'm doing pretty well just now, Ronald.
I don't know how you find it, Martin. I mean, in this housing shortage, you know, even the superintendent didn't notice the writ. When your call came to my manager, I left rehearsal. I wouldn't trust it to anyone but myself. I left the whole cast just standing there when I come over. And when I asked this gloomy character, Hanson, he just said nothing about it. I insisted, of course. I told him who I was. And finally he pulled. Sure enough, these two sisters who live here just decided to move out.
I hope you didn't mention my name. I know if Hanson knew that I'd trip you off, he'd.
No, you asked me not to. Anyway, I think my own name was enough. Seriously, Marty, how did you know? Were they friends of yours?
Oh no, it's all a long story. Come on, let's sit down, shall we? In the living room. Oh no, no. You take the chair. Guess they must have left that when they moved out.
Thank you.
Well, to be frank, Ronald, I got this apartment by a ruse.
A ruse? What kind of ruse?
Oh, a pretty nasty one actually. I found it at last tenants away. I told them I saw a dead man sitting here in this window.
Ha ha. No, 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 no. Not really. How clever of you. Of course there was one.
You see, I live across the street, directly across in that apartment. They're with their French curtains. One night, just sitting there late, I got an amusing thought. There was a kind of shadow in this chair, the one you're sitting in. It reminded me a little bit of a corpse. And it came to me that it might be fun to create a great foe, a character, a corpse that wasn't there.
Oh, I don't follow you.
Some actors did the play, Ronald, to create a character. Others, the great ones, work out their own dramas. I decided to invent a part of for myself. I was the eyewitness, the innocent bystander across that street who saw a corpse I hear. And I kept seeing it and kept seeing it. And finally, by the power of suggestion, it became really enough to frighten them away.
Heh? Very clever. Wasn't it rather drastic?
I always hoped we'd be neighbors, Ronald. As a matter of fact, the whole idea for this came to me that day in October. When you turned me down from that part outside of Sardis, don't you remember? You said you were looking for a place then. Oh, yes. It was then I thought how nice it would be to see you. Right across the street, sitting in this window, I simply had to bring it out.
Well,
Oh, no, Ronald. Don't get up yet. I'm not through.
Oh? Really, old boy? I think the gong don't even know that I'm here.
They'll wait. People always wait for you. Don't they, Ronald? I called them free of course, but the phone's been disconnected.
Well, I'm afraid that I'm, which way's door? Old boy? No, really. Marty, it's been very kind of you too.
Do you like the apartment, Ronald? Aren't you going to take it after all my work?
Yes. I like it very much. The door's locked.
Yes, Ronald. I'm afraid you'll have to find your way out alone. That will keep you quiet. Science always become you better than all that ranting and glibness and charm, Ronald. Haha. And now I've got the part for you. A part to end all parts. Entirely in a chair. There's not much action. Not a line for you. Just sit, Ronald. Just sit in this chair by the window here. It will be the greatest performance of your career. You like to hug all the fattest roles for yourself, didn't you? Well, this is a part that's been about up and down this street for weeks. You played the part of a ghost, a corpse that never was, hallucination in my brain, and will be your audience. I, the man insignificant, unmolded ham, who wasn't fit to appear in your precious place, but good enough to put you here, Ronald. Who's the better actor now, Ronald? Goodbye, Ronald. See you across the street.